Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Geomologist Presents. Today is a continuation of RPG A Day 2024, and I have the next 4 prompts, days 15 through 18 for you. I guess by the end of the week, I will have days 19 through 22. Yeah. So here's day 15. Great character gear. I think hands down it has to be Traveler. I remember getting Mega Traveler back, I guess, late 80s, early 90s, and picking up the book and book 3 of the box set for Mega Traveler, the Mega Traveler Imperial Encyclopedia. Half of it is gear, but it's not just that. It's crazy. So, like for Mega Traveler, that's kind of the Traveler that I not grew up with, but was most familiar with. There's a referee's gaming kit, and it has like pages of gear and the gear sheet and the picture of the gear, the best picture of battle dress anywhere, which is powered assault armor a la Starship Troopers that exists in Traveler, and they even have this book that has no real purpose. I don't know, and I don't know. Maybe someone has gotten it to the table if they play like Trillion Credit Squadron and they play fight ships against each other in Mega Traveler. I don't know. The Starship combat's not super great, but there's this book called Fighting Ships of the Shattered Imperium, and it has just fighting ships, like capital ships, and then they have like the vehicles, 101 vehicles, and the robots book. And in the new incarnation of Traveler, they have a whole gear section in the main book. They have Central Supply Catalog, which is a whole thick tome of gear. Traveler has the best gear, vehicles, starships, weapons, armor, fun stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know. There's so many things. They even in the new incarnation have incorporated sort of the science fiction of like cybernetics and the like. Uh, you know, things that you would find, you think, in a cyberpunk type of world, but they've incorporated it. So you got all that gear in this one sci-fi game called Traveler. I love the gear in Traveler. I guess another close second, well, not a close second, but I think related to that, and also originally a GDW game, I believe that the whole Twilight 2000 line has amazing gear. I still have my second edition Twilight 2000, heavy weapons book and the vehicles book, and they had this compendium, of course, of Soviet weapons and NATO weapons and all that kind of stuff. And I remember there was this one book put out by Chameleon Eclectic that could go with either Millennium's End or Twilight 2000. That was sort of the handgun guide or the weapons guide, sort of small arms and all that kind of stuff. I think I still have a copy of that, or maybe have an updated edition, but it's a pretty cool book. I like that kind of gear for like a modern type game or a war type game. So, but it's just, GDW they did a great job with gear and making sure you had all the gear and the minutia in that. It's not just small weapon, big weapon. It's like, Glock 19 or Smith and Wesson 38 or whatever, or rifles, etc. So, and Twilight 2000 continues to have amazing gear. If not in the main book, I think it's kind of sparse in the main book. But they want to just, here's the gear that you probably have if you're a starting character on the Soviet or the U.S. or of course Swedish, Polish side. But then there's other secondary books third party books that have like all the gear that you would want, and then vehicles too, right? So I think both the Traveler and Twilight 2000 have really cool gear. So 16, quick to learn. I feel like Call of Cthulhu is very quick to learn. Just percentile dice roll under. There's some minutia, but I think it's pretty easy to learn. And maybe, that's for me for sure. And then close second would be Savage Worlds, although when you start adding like the Supers book or riffs or other genres. The sci-fi book, there's other tack-ons and other modules, but I think the basic, Savage Worlds, roll a d6, 4 or better succeeds, is pretty straightforward and simple. So to me, 17, an engaging RPG community. I think DCC has a great community. I definitely engage with this mostly at cons, at North Texas RPG Con, where there's a heavy DCC and a Weird Frontiers presence. So I really enjoy DCC. They're really great. They're really fun to work with. They're really fun to talk to and engage with. So I think, that an engaging RPG community like the DCC, MCC, etc. community, and both, the writers that are there for Goodman Games, as well as people from third-party publishers. It's all a great community, collaborative, and I really appreciate that. And I think so. The last one question is kind of challenging, and I had to go back and dig, and I have several things. Maybe some from a long time ago, and some from more recent, I would say. But let's say the most memorable moment of play, I think I did this whole like AD&D 1E arc when we were transitioning from 1E to 2E during the Avatar crisis in the Forgotten Realms. And we did this thing with the grandfather tree and this battle between Yengano, the leader of the Gnolls, and Maliki, the goddess of Rangers. It was such a memorable, amazing arc. We had one of the player characters kind of, hooked up with the avatar of Maliki and convinced the other player characters we got to help Maliki against this Gnoll army. They did that. They felt that they had to go. I can't remember why they had to go to this giant tree in the Great Forest there, in the High Forest, maybe Forgotten Realms. But like I think it was memorable because of that arc, not just the big battle that we kind of had in the forest there, but like one of the players whose player character was a worshiper of Tyr cut off his hand and almost blinded himself. And then in the final battle or fight in this arc, where they had to stop this gate and destroy this daemon, he like leaped over this lava pit to engage the daemon, and kind of messed up and bleeding, and his hand was infected from the cut. It wasn't great, and he got the equivalent. I think I made him roll like 4d6, and depending on how well they did, I don't know, or maybe I had him roll a d20 under their stat to do that, and he rolled. I don't know, or maybe I just made him roll to hit. I don't know. I don't know what I did, but anyway, he rolled the best possible roll he could, whether it was a 1 or a 20, and he did it and landed there facing the daemon, inspiring the other characters to do so and slicing into that creature. I think another memorable moment during that time is like we would play kind of all night in the basement of one of my friends' houses, and one time we had this big, huge battle where they had gone to Skullport and learned about this sort of this cult, this drow cult that worship Gwandar, I think, the Lord of Oozes or something like that. And they tracked him down to this temple where there's a lot of undead and mummies and oozes. And it was a big fight. They had allies from, I think, Alestri, I believe, worshippers of the drow. But it was a big thing underneath Waterdeep in some pyramid, where there's this giant pyramid that was sort of undefined in the box set. This map of the pyramid. I said, that'd be kind of fun. Let's see what we'll do something with that. So this ritual they had to stop. But the craziest thing that happened is one of my friends playing, he got stung by one of those woolly bears somewhere. It must have crawled into the garage or the basement we were playing, and he got stung, and he had a bad reaction where he kind of got feverish, but he still wanted to play. And by golly, we were going to finish this fight at the pyramid. This joining one drow faction over the other, despite the woolly bear of Gwandar that attacked him. So I thought that was pretty cool. In my most recent experiences, I think there are two that stand out for me. I play a lot of games, I guess, and there's so many different memorable moments, both tragic and amazing, memorable to play. I think the first time a character died in our ongoing Twilight 2000 campaign, when Jonesy didn't put on his flak jacket, went out, got shot, crit, shot to the heart, instant death. That was pretty memorable. I think my most recent sojourn to North Texas RPG Con, it was the Wetwired game I ran, which was kind of like a 18 meets Shadowrun using Wetwired rules, meets Twilight 2000, because I did it like a what if there's a post-apocalyptic event or cataclysmic event in the Shadowrun world, and there are so many factions, especially in Europe, where a dragon was assassinated, and and things went to hell, right? So they had to rescue this prisoner, and it's just amazing. At the end, I can imagine the end scene. This was a memorable moment because it worked so well. Had like two players. No one had really ever played this type of thing. Wetwired is a very easy, fun game to run. I had three players who were mother, father, and their daughter, and two other players, and everyone just sort of really dove into the 18 tropes, even though they were like Shadowrun like characters, right? So we had like the troll as BA. I think we had maybe an elf character as Face, or I don't remember. It was really good. It's a really great group of players. And at the end, right, they stole the chopper. They're flying away. They had hacked into some drones. So you have this chopper flying away. These two drones kind of doing, I guess, figure eights underneath. And behind them, the prisoner they had rescued turned out to be a dragon, was burning the prison camp. So you can see that in the background. So big explosions in the background with the heroes flying away. I think it's an amazing, memorable moment and a memorable game overall. And then I think the last memory I will leave you with, the somber one, is the last time I played. Two memories actually. I played with Aaron Coleman, who you would know from Kalmatta, and I played in a game like I think one of the last games I played with, where we went to this island of mist and had some fights, and cool things happen with Aaron's character, and I think it's gonna be very interesting how I think Hobbs is gonna continue the campaign at some point. But that was a great time the last time I played with Aaron, and also another person. One of the last times I remember playing a game of Kult on Kevin Madison's Dungeon Musings channel with Mo, who also passed away. The last game I played was a great game of Kult, where he played, I think, like a federal agent of some sort, and had a not the biggest or toughest guy, but Mo was a great player and had this amazing little fight in in his apartment from this big thug tough guy, and just interacting with Mo and the others in that game was fantastic. I really liked Cult. My character was like if you imagine Steve Buscemi, yeah, that was my character. It was really great. But Mo stole the show, especially in that scene where his like wiry character, not much of a combatant, more of a pencil pusher, beat this big tough. It was really great. So yeah, those are the most memorable moments of play. I'm sure there's many more. Maybe we'll get to revisit them somehow in our classical campaign, or notable non-player characters or peerless players and all that kind of stuff. So gamer remiss also is channeling that kind of stuff. Anyway, thank you for listening. This has been the Geomologist Presents Days 15, 16, 17, and 18. Thank you, Amy, for the clip art. And good night and good rolling.